In 1971, Nixon took this off the gold standard. They had to back it up with something. So 74, Nixon and his protege Kissinger, they went to Saudi Arabia, says, if you make this the petrodollar, so they went from a gold dollar to a petrodollar. And so they gave the dollar immense power throughout the world because everybody had to take this stuff here. And so what happened when China enters the scene and all this stuff is going on, what Andy's talking about, this is going to come back on us now.
That's
so
correct.
Can we show this video of this guy, then you can interpret, because I watched it twice. I didn't quite get it, so you can explain it better than I can. So let's show this little video of Mr. Muto or something from Kenya saying that we're not going to trade in this anymore. This is aloha.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. And secondly, we, through the central bank, we are having conversations to reinstate the interbank exchange market that has since not worked. And I am happy that the players in that sector, including our banks, are coming forward and they are participating, and they are working with the central bank so that we can again take charge of our market and that it is not allowed to be distorted.
So what happened was when Biden went to Saudi Arabia, they didn't even talk to him. Because why would they talk to him? And he's a woke guy. He says we're gonna put oil out of business. Well, why are we gonna talk to Biden? You know what I mean? Right. But when Xi goes in, the guy ahead of China, he gets a royal welcome because he's going to buy oil from Saudi Arabia. And it was Biden who cut down the Keystone XL pipeline that sent oil from $30 a barrel to $130 a barrel, which destroys the middle class because they can't afford, they got to choose between putting gas in the car or eating. And that's why I used the example of sitting there with this one little raccoon. And at least we had something. But when the other 7 guys came across and they were starving also, you have not lived and seen desperation like that. And I'm saying to all of you, if your kids are starving, what would you do? What Andy is saying is I was in Zimbabwe and we fly helicopters out there to go hunting. And this guy says, that's a Chinese compound there. And there was like this college campus filled with Chinese people building infrastructure. Then we were in, got quick name of the country, but they were putting in fiber optic cable for the country. The Chinese were. They're doing all the things that makes a country richer, but they're countries with resources. Do you know what I mean? With stuff that the Chinese want to use. So we send our cheap ass dollars, these things here. We buy their gold, silver, oil, copper. We pay them with fake money. But the Chinese go there and actually make their economy stronger via infrastructure. And I've seen these large campuses of Chinese people. I'm going, holy mackerel, this is the last 10 years. That's what Andy's talking about here. So when you see it, you go, what the hell is the U.S. doing? They're not stealing the country's wealth with fake money. Right. You see, when they spell quantitative easing, that's called counterfeiting money. So all the U.S. had to do was print this stuff. And you could steal a nation's wealth. You could go to the Congo and take out all the stuff, the diamonds, the oil. You could go to oil-producing countries, steal their wealth with fake money. Oh, I'm going to get to a solution right now. And again, I would strongly suggest people watch Emergency Podcast number 1. I think number 2 is the most for financial literacy. Do you speak the language of the banks? And then number 3 is that it's the people who are not watching these 3 videos that you have to worry about. And that's why I sit at my desk with my little dirty Harry pistol here, and because I'm a Marine. I've been in my own homes. I've had people break in Hawaii. And when people are desperate people do desperate things. And we're getting there now. Let me say one more thing. There's a thing called Triffin's Dilemma. Triffin's Dilemma meant that for the U.S. to be the world's money, a reserve currency in 1944, they had to print extra of this. So the whole world had this in their banks all over the world. They have more of this stuff than any other product in history. This is toilet paper. And what that guy was saying from Kenya is when this stuff starts coming back in, it's just not how much they printed, it's how much they've had in storage, because they had to be able to buy oil in this stuff. So what's going to come back is a tidal wave of this toilet paper upon America. And this little $35 coin here, I don't like to make predictions, but I'd rather have this than this here. And it's really tough to get people to say, no, I'd rather have toilet paper. It makes no sense to me. So please explain what Miles Franklin does. And I am, for full disclosure, I am a customer of Andy, but I am a customer of him because I like what he teaches me about money. Anyway, so I was at Safeway, and they had 5 cans of tuna for $1. So I went, oh my God, something like that. It was cheap as heck. No, I forgot the price, but I was going, God, this tuna can is pretty good because tuna is a derivative of diesel. There's one more thing I want to say that you talked about is, we had Credit Suisse go down, and that's a bond failure. But Deutsche Bank is a derivatives failure. Now people go, what's the difference between a bond and a derivative? So what happened is since 2008, they've been dropping interest rates. And then when they raised interest rates, the bonds started to explode because you have a bond that's paying 2%, and now a bond is paying 8%. The 2% bond collapses, the bank collapses, and that's where the runs of the bank come from. But Deutsche Bank is derivative failure. And derivatives are what Warren Buffett calls weapons of mass financial destruction. And the derivatives market is 1 quadrillion. So we're not speaking about trillions anymore. We're speaking about quadrillions. And a quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. So when these things start to explode, and they don't want them anymore because the BRICS was going to take this down, you're going to wish you had some more of these $35 silvers, because this is still real money. This is real money. This here is 1964, a Kennedy $50. It's still pure silver. It's worth $10 today. Do you know what I mean? This is $10, but it was 50 cents back in 64. So all of this is coming to a head right now. And I really thank you for the friendship. And then, again, full disclosure, I am a customer of Andy Schectman, Miles Franklin. Please go to their website, check them out. But as he says, it's getting tougher and tougher to supply, because even Warren Buffett, who called this rat dropping, is buying gold now.
Small ebook, big impact, The Wealth Tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.